Welcome once again to the Subaru BRZ, a car I've had a lot of fun in over the last year or so. First, I took the 2016 model to Wales for the day, which was a very good day indeed. If you've ever got the chance to do something like that, you should do it. And then a few months ago, I had the automatic 2017 model BRZ, and I mean, BRZ chassis, but with an automatic gearbox. That's about it. It was still very good fun, but it just had an auto. Now, I'm in the car that probably a lot of us will really care about, the new manual BRZ. Now, firstly, if you haven't already seen those two videos, go and watch them. Maybe don't go and watch them right this second, but maybe once you finish watching this, go and watch them. Secondly, because of those videos, I thought I probably shouldn't do yet another BRZ review, because I mean I've already made two, so what's the point? Instead, what I thought I'd do would be something a little bit different. I thought I'd just talk you through what is so fun about the BRZ, why it's so brilliant, and why it's almost impossible not to like this car. Firstly, rear wheel drive. A lot of cars are front wheel drive, all wheel drive, four wheel drive, whatever. Now don't get me wrong, front wheel drive and all wheel drive, they've got huge potential for fun. But for a lot of people, rear-wheel drive is the thing that's really exciting. However, a lot of rear-wheel drive cars, you might not even realise that they're rear-wheel drive at all, because the chassis haven't been designed to be enjoyable. They're not enjoyable rear-wheel drive chassis, and rear-wheel drive itself is hidden behind loads of layers of electronics, so you can't always get to that rear-wheel drive potential. The BRZ is slightly different because it's entirely centred around a fun rear-wheel drive driving experience. Now, it's not like you can just bury your foot at any opportunity and get the rear tyres smoking, because, well, frankly, that's the thing of AMGs, where they've got monster power and monster torque figures. This is slightly different because the engine isn't that powerful, isn't that torquey, so you've got to use the chassis to make the most of it. But when you do, it's such good fun. This is one of the most entertaining cars money can buy at any price point. That's just fact. You've also got very approachable limits in this car. One of the things that Toyota and Subaru, when they designed the GT86 and the BRZ, their twin cars, one of the things that they wanted to engineer in was approachability. So they deliberately put skinny tyres on it so that the grip levels are relatively low, so you don't have to be doing crazy speed to get the most out of the chassis. And do you know what? I quite like that. They sacrificed the idea of lap time and outright speed and performance to make it more fun to use at everyday speeds. And that's fantastic, because so many cars got massive tyres on them, you can't use them at everyday speeds. You've got to be going quite quickly to start pushing the back end around. In this, that's not how it works. It's the other way around. The BRZ is also very immediate. It responds to inputs there and then. The steering, the brakes, the gearbox, the accelerator, the engine, together everything has just got an immediate response to it that again make it so usable and enjoyable on a day-to-day basis. The steering, for example, the steering is quite light, but it's brimming with feedback. You know exactly what the tyres are doing all the time. The gearbox is quite light, again, it's got a very short shift, but you know exactly what gear you're going into all the time. It's a really nice gearbox to use. The brakes aren't massively powerful and they're not very big either, but because the car is so lightweight, you don't need huge brakes. And also you can feel exactly what the brakes are doing through the pedal. It's just so easy to get the most out of them because you can feel everything that's going on. And then there's the engine and the throttle response. It's not massively powerful, but because it's not turbocharged, you haven't got to wait for the power to build. Granted, it isn't very torquey. You need to get this engine above 4,500 RPM for it to be in its working range, for it to really actually feel like it's starting to get you down the road. But the throttle itself is very immediate, which just makes it very adjustable and very easy to play with. There's no turbo lag, there's no waiting around. Once you're in the power, you're in the power, and when you make an adjustment with the throttle, you do get a response. Should it have a little bit more power? That's the question that everyone always asks about the BRZ. I mean, it's probably going to go on until this car stops being made, frankly, but 200 brake horsepower, 151 foot-pounds of torque, 0 to 60, 7.6 seconds. It's not fast, it's not massively powerful, but again, it works with this chassis. And as well, the platform is such a strong platform and the suspension is so well set up that it's predictable. It doesn't break your back every time you go over a bump. It's still comfortable and it's still got some give in it that you can enjoy on the road because you're not being battered around all the time. But it adds to that feeling of immediacy because the chassis is so stiff, because the body feels so tight. There's no give. So when you do give an input, when you make an input in the steering, when you put it into a corner, whatever, you get a response. If you like driving, you will like the BRZ. It's just fact.